Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I am Ryder of Dinosaurs. Today we're going to have another video on GM, of course. Today's theme, intellectual dishonesty. As always, before we get started, a quick thank you to my Patreons, and a welcome to Kiri Mac for being my newest Patreon. I've also started to sell these lovely t-shirts in different colors and sizes. If you fancy one, the link will be in the description. Let's get started.
Here in this journal, it says mass is related to how hard objects are attracted to the Earth. That's funny. I thought gravity did that.
Well, isn't that precious? Let's pull out the quote again and have a little look. Now, there's a little bit of this definition that you kind of, you read it, but you kind of skipped over it. You just went for the conclusion. You want to know what? It's objects are attracted to Earth. For something to be attracted, there needs to be a force pushing those objects or pulling those objects. Let's have a look at the quote again, but now on the original website. So this is your quote about the mass. And it says exactly what you said. Mass is related to an object's inertia, but it also is related to how hard objects are attracted to the Earth. This is good, JM. We are agreeing upon something, and we also agree that this website has valid information, scientific information. So let's continue. Now, further down on that page, actually just immediately down from the quote on mass, we find something else. You kind of neglected to say, but you can't see it right now, so let me zoom in for a second. And here it is. Let me read it out for you. The weight of a mass is the force that the Earth pulls on the mass. So it's related to your quote, where it says how hard objects are attracted to the Earth. So that means the weight. But wait, there's more. Now by scrolling down just a little bit more, we find something else. Here we go. So I'll read it out for you. The weight of a mass is the force of gravity on the mass. Let's put all three quotes together and see if we can make any sense of it. So let's read it out all in one go. Mass is related to an object's inertia, but it's also related how hard the objects are attracted to the Earth. So like I said before, for objects to be attracted to the Earth, it needs a force. Now let's read the next one. The weight of a mass is the force that the Earth pulls on the mass. So, that force, weight, is responsible for how hard the objects are attracted to the Earth. So now we know that weight is related to how hard the objects are attracted to the Earth. But what is weight? The weight of a mass is the force of gravity on the mass. So what does it all mean? It means that the mass is related to how hard the objects are attracted to the Earth, which is a force. The weight is that force. And what is the weight? The weight is the force of gravity acting upon the mass. That should answer your comment when you say,
That's funny. I thought gravity did that.
Yes, JM. It's gravity that does that. And I've proved that using the same source as you. Let's move on to the next claim.
I'm going to present you with more information here on this journal called Gravity Its Own Theory.
Actually, it's called Gravity. It's only a theory. I know you have reading dyslexia, JM, but how about putting those editing skills to work? I'm going to let him speak uninterrupted, so please bear with me for the next 2 minutes. It will be worth it, I assure you.
And it's a library resource, by the way. It says, universal gravity is a theory, not a fact. Well, let's read that again. Universal gravity is a theory, not a fact. Let's read that again just one more time. Just for those of you who missed it the first 2 times. Because when this is done, I am tired of this argument about gravity. I don't care what NASA says. I don't care about what the genius astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson says, who can't even answer what gravity is. But they tout him as a god. Okay, folks, here it says universal gravity is a theory, not a fact. Regarding the natural law of attraction, this material should be approached with an open mind, studied carefully, and critically considered. Now, folks, you've been taught not to use your senses, to not trust your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth. Most of you probably shouldn't be using your mouth, okay, the way most of you talk. But we should be using our senses. And we've been taught to ignore our senses for the magic of NASA, which is nothing more than smoke and mirrors and cameras. Folks, I'm a filmmaker. I can attest to that. So let's move on. It says, first of all, no one has measured gravity for every atom and every star. That is a true fact. It is simply a religious belief that is, in fact, universal. So I'm going to read that one more time because it's so good. And then let us move on and not entertain these silly notions of gravity, folks. Let's go back to what is real and what is not real. Unfortunately, it is clearly admitted that gravity is not a fact, yet it is written in every science book, in every school, in every district, in every state, in every country, in every nation around the world. At what point do we stand up and say enough's enough? We've had it with NASA's lies.
You don't need to see his identification.
I know. I said I wouldn't interrupt him. But let's be honest, I couldn't resist. It really looks like he's trying to pull a Jedi mind trick on us. Sorry about that. I'll let him continue. It's almost finished.
We've had it with our government pouring poison down our throats. We've had it with all of the gross delusions that we've been fed. One more time, shall we? Gravity is its own theory. Universal gravity is a theory, not a fact, regarding the natural law of attraction. This material should be approached with an open mind, studied carefully and critically considered. I would also add to that critically and analytically considered. The universal theory of gravity is often taught in schools as a fact, when it is in fact not even a good theory. First of all, no one has measured gravity for every atom and every star. It is simply a religious belief that is universal.
Time for some explanations. Why did I put you all through this torture? Why did I not interrupt JM? Simple. I wanted his video uninterrupted to show his vindication from what he read, so that gravity is only a theory, not a fact. That it's not even a good theory, and everything. I'm going to show you a screenshot of a comment on this video. Did you read the entire arrival from the NCSE, where the article clearly states that this is a satirical look at the only a theory? No, you must not have read that part. You have a master's degree in science. Why are you being dishonest about what this article states? And he says, where are you talking about? I assume he says, what are you talking about? That doesn't seem to be such a statement. And Brad says, it does appear if you go to the website instead of quote mining. Believe it or not, even before I found this comment, I went to the website and took some screenshots. And this is what I found. There it is, right at the top. Universal gravity is a theory, not a fact, blah blah blah. But now let's gravitate our attention to the top of the page. Pun intended. Let's read out what it says. Gravity, it's only a theory. Textbook disclaimers are down, but not out. The satirical look at only a theory disclaimers imagines what might happen if advocates apply the same logic to the theory of gravitation that they do to the theory of evolution. So folks, the almost 3 minutes ramble JM did on this proof that gravity doesn't exist is a satirical work. He either omitted the initial part, saying it's a satirical work, on purpose, or he didn't read it. He just skipped to the part where it says it's a theory, it's not even a good theory, blah, blah, blah. In that case, his investigation skills are like his editing skills, non-existent. And I believe he believes he found the holy grail for flat Earth, proof that gravity does not exist. Why do I say that? Well, I've seen his short videos, his short films, I don't know what to call them, and he's not that good of an actor. With that in mind, just listen to what he says.
You're told that the moon is stuck to the earth by gravity. But that can't be, because you just read here gravity doesn't exist. I'm not going to argue, flat earth, round earth, that kind of stuff in this video. I simply want to present to you the notion that science already has admitted gravity does not exist.
Do you think he's acting? I don't. I'm going to finish with an appeal. An appeal to everyone who watches this video. An appeal to logic and reason. And for that, I'm going to ask my very good friend, JM Truth. Take it home, JM.
So I would plead to you that we return to sanity and not psychosis and not craziness. I would plead to you for our children's sake, for our posterity's sake, that we stop listening to these narcissistic, absolutely lunatic, psychotic idiots who apparently have infiltrated most of America.
I could not have said it better. Thank you, JM, my good friend. And this is all for today. If you liked my video, don't forget to hit a like, subscribe, hit that bell button, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. The link will be in the description.